I don't understand that button. Why would the button be doing the things that it do?
I don't know, but here it is now.
That button pisses me off.
What button?
The button. The button that makes it us not talk when we first come on the show.
I don't know what button that is.
Well, I don't know either, but apparently it happens all the fucking time. That button makes me angry. All right, fellas, we're here.
Well, that's fair.
Hi, fellas. It is Wednesday, October 22nd. It is noon. We are starting at noon today. 27th.
You said 22nd, you madman.
What? You know what? You know what? Our voices didn't come through right away. I'm all scrambled and frazzled
Scrambled
now.
like egg.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into the day. Hello, Stephanie. Hello, Bruce.
Hello.
Whoa, Bruce coming in on the show. Whoa. Haha, that's not the right one. Haha. TV's not right. Now I'm confused. Now I'm all confused. Anyways, fellas, welcome. Hi, fellas. Let's get into it today, huh? And his Cantor fucking hates Nike.
Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like more people should hate Nike, but we've all just come to a point where we accept them.
Yeah, well, he's not happy. He calls out Phil Knight, co-founder of Nike, and says, "Hey, Phil, I'll book us a couple ticket." No, he actually said, "Hey, Phil,
Yeah.
I'll book us a ticket to China so you can see the slave labor that you have with your shoes." And then he also tagged LeBron and who's Jumpman? Is that
Jordan?
Oh, that's Jordan. So he
Where do you think they make
tagged
their shoes?
LeBron and Jordan in it, and he has pictures, and he's going to wear them. Hypocrite Nike, made with slave labor, modern day slaves all over his shoes.
That is.
Woo, Cantor! This man is on one lately.
Yeah, it's a shame nothing's gonna happen.
I disagree.
Oh man.
You tag LeBron and Jordan in that? Woo. Woo.
They have too much money. People have tried. People have failed.
Yeah, but now it's on LeBron and Jordan. Now it's
LeBron literally is like, man.
If LeBron's money's in question, he will do whatever it takes to keep his money not in question.
LeBron is very much willing to speak out against China.
Well,
we know LeBron.
It's either his sponsor or
no, I'm
his.
telling you, like Nike's just gonna be like, put whatever money it takes to make it quiet again. Carry on with their day.
We have negative Nelly on our hands this morning.
I know, because this is what happens is very upsetting. Like I've had to do a lot of stuff about that during school.
Yeah.
We had to dive into a lot of stuff about it.
Yeah.
Well, it's like several documentations. Maybe I just got it specifically assigned. I forget why.
Yeah.
But I had to learn a lot about that, and it's like truly.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's like despicable.
Yeah.
And man, there's been so many reports, so many documentaries, so many books, so many investigations. It's always like using.
But again,
money, pay him.
You go to the source, and the source is LeBron, Jordan.
The source is not LeBron. LeBron is a name on a shoe.
Yeah, but Jordan would take a fucking hit, and I know for a fact this stuff comes out. Jordan ain't taking that reputation against himself.
I think more people stopped buying Nikes when they put out that Colin Kaepernick ad.
That's true. They did.
Than
actually, I think their price went up because everyone was burning them. Actually.
But yeah, it's terrible. And Nike's not the only one.
No, they're all doing it.
You got your iPhone. You got your.
Almost all of them have them
anything.
outsourced at one point into some kind of bad things. But Enes Kanter's on one lately. Boy, he is I'd put this man in witness protection, honestly. He now has
It's all right.
China after him. He's got Nike coming after him. He's got Turkey that wants him dead. Like, holy hell. Relax, Enes. We want to see you stick around here.
He's like, all right, I'm getting towards the end of my career.
Yeah.
I've already got
my
two
money.
guys in all black constantly following Turkey. So, see what we can do here. I respect the hell out of it. It's just a shame that I just don't. Nike's got a lot. They have powerful, big old thing.
It's a domino effect. No. It's a domino effect.
Yeah, but you have to tip over a domino first. And I think these
That's
dominoes
Jordan
are
or
made
LeBron. That's the domino. Starts with Ennis, goes to LeBron,
He's the-
and ends with Jordan.
and then Nike's just a big slab of brick.
Yeah.
What
Anyways,
do you want from me?
since we want to be negative today,
I'm just
Patrick
saying,
S. Chung has
it's
been
a dang
arrested.
shame. Patrick Chung?
Yep.
That's crazy.
34. Obviously, we all probably know who Patrick S. Chung is. He was a safety for the Patriots for a long
For
time.
the Eagles, where he was literally the worst player I'd ever seen in my life. And
Wow.
then he went to the Patriots and immediately knew how to play football. It was one of the most incredible things I've ever seen. He was so bad with the Eagles.
Yeah. Well, he wasn't on the Patriots.
I know. I remember the first time we played the Patriots after we traded him. I was watching with my dad. He's like, "That's not this."
Chung was arrested on Monday, but no details of the alleged crime have been released. The Globe reported that the domestic violence charge involved the mother of one of his children. She appeared in court Tuesday with a lawyer and asked the judge for a restraining order, which was granted. After Chung pleaded not guilty, the judge released him without bail. However, if the terms of the restraining order are violated, that will convert to an additional criminal charge. On Monday, the day he was arrested, Chung tweeted, "Best day of my life." Bold. Okay. He opted out of the 2020 season due to the pandemic and then announced his retirement in March of this year. Chung has been in trouble with the law once before. He was indicted by a New Hampshire grand jury in August of 2019 on a cocaine possession charge after police discovered evidence at his home while responding to a call for service. Those charges were dismissed on January of 2020, but with two conditions attached. If he committed a felony or misdemeanor anytime in the next 2 years, the charges would be reinstated. Well, he timed that pretty perfectly because that was what? He got charged on August of 2019. He wasn't allowed to do a felony or misdemeanor anytime in the next 2 years, so that expired about a month and a half ago. And then he went and did another felony or misdemeanor. Guy knows his math. So we'll see this one. I don't know why you tweet "best day of my life" after you hit the mother of one of your children.
I suppose it's like
Maybe he just had a lot of pent up and he was just waiting for the day that he
I'm thinking maybe
planned
it's
this
a little,
one?
maybe a little sarcasm to it.
maybe
Like, hey, now I'm appearing in court.
probably it was literally just best day of my life.
Maybe she ruined the best day of his life. And that's why he,
He's a very big dad guy.
Yeah, I'm just looking at his
He's a
Twitter,
very
that's all-
big dad guy.
that's all
I wonder if his
that's-
mom was doing something and he's actually serious about that. Got to pour the powder in my hand, probably. Yeah, I don't know. If that's sarcasm, that's a pretty I don't know.
That's funny, the response. Because I hope tomorrow will be even better for you, brother. And then someone replies to that. Spoiler, it was not.
His Twitter bio is "You win some, you lose some." Also, karma is a ... woman I don't want to be with. LOL.
Oh, see, so he doesn't even use the B word. He seems respectful of women. However, I would say that things indicate that he might not be.
His last 3 tweets are "Hate is a strong word." This is October 24th.
True.
Hate is a strong word, but there are some people that deserve it. Use it wisely.
Okay.
Followed by October 24th, big win.
Let's go.
That was the
Let's
the
go.
Patriots beating the
Big
Jets.
win.
Followed by best day of my life.
Was that this? Monday. What happened on Monday?
Patrick Chung's significant. I'm kind of wondering if his wife's name is Karma.
Nah, I think that's.
Patrick Chung.
I do think it's funny that whole bio thing is him trying to be like, oh, see, I didn't call Karma a bitch because I'm a good guy, but then also this is.
But also I'll hit.
It's also this.
I'll hit her. Patrick Chung.
I don't. If it is Karma, you stumbled upon something quite wild.
Oh, the assault charges on a battery on a family member. Former Patrick Safety was arrested on Tuesday and charged with assault and battery on a family member and for vandalizing property, according to the court documents. So that has nothing to do with this kid. So he just waited 2 years to do his next thing.
Wait, what? So what happened with the restraining order?
That's what I'm confused about too.
Was it a family member and is like in the house with his?
Chung was arrested on Monday, but no details of the alleged crime have been released.
Oh.
Appeared in Quincy District Court on Tuesday, pleading not guilty to one charge of assault and battery of a family member and one charge of vandalism. He was arrested Monday. No details. Reported that the domestic violence charge involved the mother of his children. Oh, well, I'm so confused.
I suppose they consider.
I consider her family, I guess. Okay, I got it now.
I mean, mother. I guess they don't specify if it's. Well, I don't have to get into that. I don't have to get into the definition of family.
He did assault and beat the person who is identified as a family or household member.
Huh. That's very cryptic sounding, and I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. None of it I like. I don't like the beating of the person.
I don't like the beating of the person. Tell the person who is the person. I don't like that we have no details.
Why was October 25th such a good day, Pat?
Yeah. Did he mean it?
What is going on here? I feel like I'm reading a Goosebumps novel.
Yeah. Anyways, Patrick Chung is in trouble with the law. Yeah, I did.
What was your
Only a
favorite
couple.
one? Not that kind of.
Not that into it.
I think I had two, so they were my two favorites.
Gotcha. I think I probably read one fully, and then maybe parts of others. Not a big reader. Never was. Could never get into it. Did you see Squid Game director is pissed at LeBron?
That is not a sentence I think I thought I was here today. No.
He's really mad at LeBron.
What do you do now?
So LeBron apparently publicly was like, yeah, Squid Game was good, but I didn't like the ending. It was just like, kind of was like, yeah. But Hwang Dong-hook is glad Los Angeles star LeBron James watched all of Squid Game, but doesn't appreciate James' criticism of how the show's ending. Hwang playfully shot back at James, referencing Space Jam 2: A New Legacy. Okay, so AD and LeBron discussed their thoughts on Squid Game. And apparently LeBron was like, yeah, I didn't like it. The director said, that's my ending. If he has his own ending that would satisfy him, maybe he could make his own sequel. I'll check it out and maybe send him a message saying, I liked your whole show except the ending.
Dude, honestly, it would really suck to be LeBron.
Sports Illustrated tweeted out that it said that. And LeBron quote tweeted was like, this can't be real, right? Like, this guy didn't actually say this.
Dude, it's just because literally anyone that you've talked about on the show is like, yeah, it was really good. I just don't really get
Every single person was like,
LeBron
I didn't like
just
the
says
ending.
the same thing everyone else says, and he's like, yeah, come write your own ending. Yeah, I saw Space Jam 2.
The director comes at him personally.
I love LeBron. This can't be real, right? Is this really where we're at now? Oh, why is that? So
He prefaced it by saying he I guess
I'm
giggles.
sure he's poking fun.
I guess. Have you seen Space Jam 2? LeBron James is cool and can say what he wants. I respect that. I'm very thankful he watched the whole series, but I wouldn't change my ending. That's my ending. If he has his own ending, that would satisfy him. He can make his own sequel, blah, 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 blah. Get shit on, LeBron.
He's just like, what?
Yeah, it's just...
He's just like sitting in his house one day.
And he just sees that tweet pop up, and he's like...
It's like, yeah, LeBron, you can make your
Are
own
you
ending.
kidding
I'll
me?
look at your ending, and I'll send it back and say, I don't quite like your ending very much, but I like the beginning part that I wrote still.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah,
You can do it better?
Nice. Well, I was excited. I didn't expect that.
Yeah, no, neither did I. U.S. women's national team legend Carly Lloyd calls it a career. With the last match of her career, she's officially announcing her retirement at 316 caps, also known as games. Apparently, it was pretty emotional. They had a huge thing for her at the game. All this stuff in the U.S.'s 4-0 win over South Korea yesterday. 3-0 win? Anyways. Yeah, she got pulled off in the 66th minute. There was a whole celebration. Her husband came out. They did a whole thing, a ceremony. Wow. Good for Carly Lloyd. Sad to see her go. What a legend. Truly. Remember, Carly Lloyd was the one who scored the hat trick against the Japan in the World Cup when she scored that one from like half field in the first like 15 minutes.
Pretty crazy.
Pretty crazy. Sad to see her go. It sounds like I think a lot of the women's national team players that we kind of grew up with are about done.
Yeah, I mean they're all pretty.
Lloyd, Rapinoe, Morgan. Obviously, Wambach's been away for a little while, but it sounds like a lot of those women are about on the end of their career. What's the other one too? The midfielder. I forget her name. Oh, and then Julie's probably coming towards an end.
Probably, she'll be in that vet role.
Who's the?
Yeah,
who's the one I'm thinking of that I cannot? She's always been there. Damn it. I'm gonna remember once I see her face. No, Alex Morgan, yes. Megan Rapinoe, yes. Oh, maybe she's not on the team anymore. It looks like she's not. Never mind. I guess she's not on the team anymore. Maybe she retired too. But yeah, maybe our dynasty's coming to the end in women's national soccer.
I don't know about.
Are we gonna lose?
It's definitely gonna be different now.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll be over. That would stink, but.
That would stink. More news.
I'm sure there's I mean, the good thing is, bunch of women who are that good at soccer definitely inspire a whole
lot of more
younger girls to
that is true.
Play soccer.
We probably have some insane players coming up that I'm just not aware of.
It'll be very cool to see.
Hopefully we keep winning because that's like the one thing we're actually good at.
Yeah, on a global scale, absolutely.
Yeah, women's soccer, we fucking crush it. All right.
It's our thing, man.
It is. If you haven't heard before, there are some things going on with the Chicago Blackhawks organization and some sexual assault things that came up a while ago and then got thrown away and then came back up again.
Pretty much, if I remember correctly, correct me if I'm wrong. Coach.
Not coach.
So, video
director, video director, something. Told or tried to force multiple players to have sex with him or something.
No, he wanted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I forget. Okay, he wanted to do the
give him a little extracurricular
activities,
massaging.
Okay,
and
good.
They were all
good
like,
word.
no. And then I think they told the organization, or they told someone who brought it up to like the president and all the people at the top, who then did nothing.
Yeah.
They ended up winning the Stanley Cup.
Yes.
While he was still on the team.
Yes.
He was then removed from the team.
He was demoted to some other position.
Right.
He was no longer the video director. He was the video.
And then, but why did he end up leaving? Because I know after he ended up leaving, he ended up
They had to move him out of the position he was in because the people in that position, like the video people, said they didn't want to work with him anymore. They're like,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
so we'll demote him to something else, which was basically the exact same job anyways.
And then he got fired or something.
Yes.
And then he went to coach at a boys' high school.
Something, yeah.
Where I believe he got another mark on his record. And then the Blackhawks were in big trouble because they did not. They didn't.
They did bad things.
They did very bad things. And
All
they
right.
did not talk about them.
Results from the investigation into allegations that members of the Chicago Blackhawks management team failed to act after an inappropriate incident between a member of the coaching staff and player has resulted in several departures from the organization. General Manager Stan Bowman, Senior Vice President of Hockey Operations Al McIsaac, and other members of the 2010 Stanley Cup management team will no longer work for the organization following the results of an independent investigation released Tuesday. The Jenner and Block investigation found that Bowman, McIsaac, former President John McDonough, former Executive Vice President Jay Blunk, former Assistant General Manager Kevin Cheveldayoff, and former head coach Joel Quenneville. Oh, Joel Quenneville. I was trying to read that and then realized that I knew who that was. Met to discuss the allegations against former video coach Bradley Aldrich after they were informed internally that no action was taken until 3 weeks after the meeting and after the Blackhawks won their first championship in decades when McDonough reported the allegations to Human Resources. So McDonough, Blanc, Cheveldayoff, and Quenneville had already moved on from the organization. Cheveldayoff is the current general manager of the Winnipeg Jets. Quenneville coaches the Florida Panthers. This could be bad for them. It was also found in the investigation that another incident occurred within the 3-week time frame between the time the sexual assault was reported and when it was escalated to Human Resources, and that Aldrich was allowed to, quote, participate in celebrations in the presence of the player whose identity remains confidential. It was found that McDonough didn't want any negative publicity during the Stanley Cup Finals, so they buried it. It was McDonough, according to Bowman, who indicated that he would handle the situation. McDonough's first report of the incident on June 15th, or 5 days after the Blackhawks won the Stanley Cup and more than 3 weeks after the incident surfaced. So bad things are happening. To leave through Okay, Aldrich was given the option to leave through Human Resources in lieu of the investigation. He was still given a day that summer to host the Stanley Cup. His name is engraved on the trophy. He was arrested and pled guilty to fourth-degree criminal sexual conduct involving a minor 3 years earlier. So that's what happened. That was the thing. So he was arrested and pled guilty to fourth-degree criminal sex conduct involving a minor 3 years later.
Yeah, that's what because they didn't disclose that.
Yeah.
Got hired by that school, which is I think could be the worst part of that.
There was no evidence that ownership knew of the incident prior to a lawsuit filed earlier this year. Chairman Rocky Wirtz and his son Danny made the announcement Tuesday.
But that's
you
so
have
not
to
true.
know.
That's
You have
so
to
not
know.
True.
How do you not know?
All the players said everybody in that entire locker room knew. Everybody everywhere knew. There's no way they didn't know.
That's so ridiculous. Chicago's assistant general manager Kyle Davidson is taking over as interim basis as the club starts the process of rebuilding its management team. Neither the Jets or Panthers have commented on the roles of Cheveldayoff or Quenneville, both who previously denied knowledge of the incident. USA Hockey has also not commented on Bowman, who was named the GM of the USA Olympic team. Oh boy. The NHL.
That sounds like an easy job.
The NHL fined the Blackhawks $2 million for inadequate internal procedures. NHL, if you're learning anything about the NFL right now, you have to do more than just fine the team.
Oh, yeah, and if someone says, well, I didn't know, they probably knew.
Yeah. Please learn from the NFL's mistakes right now. Do not get yourself in trouble like the NFL is doing right now. $2 million for a team and $10 million for a team is not adequate enough. More things have to be done.
True. Very true. Can't argue with that.
I mean, it's literally happening in the NFL right now. How could you not? Like, come on.
I mean, then this is worse. Not to say better or this.
No,
is,
this is bad. This
is a crime of the victim.
Yeah, this is like an actual crime in which there's sexual assault and like someone is scarred for the rest of their life. And
again, I think it's really the most important. Like, it's one. Okay, so the players, he says something. I don't think, but it doesn't even end up like doing anything. Again, not good.
Yeah.
But not as bad as actually doing something.
I suppose there's sexual assault in the Washington football team too. So.
Yeah, but we haven't even
sexual harassment. Sexual assault and sexual harassment are two very different things.
Yes.
This guy is charged on sexual assault. Yeah.
I would much rather be harassed.
Yeah. Two very.
But so there was, I think that. So in the Blackhawks facility though, he didn't do anything to anybody. He just tried to.
Multiple times.
Right. But I'm just so.
Yeah.
And they knew that. And then let him get hired by a school with kids.
How the fuck do you even get hired as a school with kids if you've played? I just don't.
Because they didn't tell him.
Oh yeah, never mind. And then he ended up doing
they didn't
that bad
disclose
things.
It at all. That is the worst part of this, and that is what's gonna completely screw everyone over there. They did not disclose.
And then the guy went on and did that.
And then he did it at the school.
Yeah. There's gonna be some civil lawsuits against. There has to be, right?
Oh, absolutely. I think
victims of the kids' families have to.
The school itself is suing the Blackhawks, or at least they were the last time we were
they
talking
should
about
be.
this, because they didn't disclose any of this.
Yeah, and the family should also be suing the Blackhawks.
Yeah, they should.
You have to. Yeah, that's bad.
It's a very bad look. This is one you just have to. Anyone who is involved with this just has to kind of like.
Hey, Jason.
You have to get out because. Everybody knew. I don't think you can make the argument that you didn't know because I think everyone who wasn't trying to hide something has been very formally and very clearly saying everybody knew.
Yeah.
We rounded up the flagpole. They said we don't want to do anything about it.
Crazy. Now that
it's one thing to do it within your own organization. Obviously, you're on a Stanley Cup run. You don't want to mess up the team. You don't want to.
To hide it for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
But
then it's another thing to let a school with kids in it hire this dude.
When you actively know he has an issue.
Yeah. And you did the thing.
And then he did the things. That's really bad. Boo NHL.
Boo NHL.
Boo. Actually, not even as much NHL. Boo the Blackhawks.
Yeah, boo the Blackhawks and blew the boo the Blackhawks in like whatever year this was.
Yeah.
Whatever was all up there in that
and
front office.
NHL should be taking more of a stance on this.
True.
As well.
That's definitely true because this is
$2 million is not enough. It's not repercussions. You need to actually do something about it.
Because this is like who's gonna argue with you if you take a stance? Like who's gonna say I think you're going a little too hard on him?
Yeah,
like who's gonna?
No. Absolutely not. This then brings us into the football team stuff because there's some stuff. There's some stuff.
Let's go.
Owners are
a controversial day.
Rumors are going around that owners are actively trying to get Dan Snyder to sell the team. Owners are very much done with Dan Snyder. Yeah. But now it's coming out that it's like they're actually pushing pretty hard.
And then talking thing more of like actually do it.
You need to get out of here because you're screwing everyone else over.
Yeah.
Several former Washington football team employees who have accused the team of workplace harassment, discrimination, abuse are asking other owners for help in their quest for transparency and accountability. According to Sports Illustrated, Washington football team accusers Melanie Coburn and Ana Nunez appeared at the owners' meetings on Tuesday to hand-deliver a letter asking members of the NFL's Social Justice Working Program to push for the release of the findings of the investigation into Washington. I'm trying to read part of this letter and see if it's something we should be reading. That's a little extensive. Hang on. Let me see if I can.
We already established not much of a reader.
Yeah, we already established I'm not much of a reader. The NFL should not be allowed to encourage employees to come forward at great personal risk to speak to investigators, only to sweep the results of that investigation under the rug. The letter reads, that investigation was triggered after multiple damning in Washington. We know there's plenty of posts about it. There's no shortage of posts about what has been going on there. Workplace culture allegedly encouraged by Schneider, the letter says. Asked Melanie Coburn how responsible Dan Snyder was for the workplace culture in Washington, which she replied with, quote, 100% he allowed this happen in this organization. He encouraged it. And then Coburn said he's mastered the art of NDA.
Non-disclosure agreements.
Yes.
That's interesting. So, now, does an NDA apply
No, I think it gets revoked at this point. It has to, right?
Because, what's more illegal? Going against an NDA or whatever you're not supposed to be
Maybe that's why it's
disclosing?
been so hard to take him down, is because he just has everyone sign an NDA and it gets him off for a little while. But at some point, doesn't it?
I bet you it helps
Yeah.
with all the people who are kind of in the middle.
Yeah.
Who might sort of know about something, but weren't. Because if you're directly involved, or if you get directly, I don't know. That's very interesting. Because that makes it very much. If you're standing out,
just
you got
NDAs,
these
sign
NDAs
this, sign this,
printed
sign
out.
this,
Yeah,
sign
you
this,
have them
sign
ready to
this.
go.
Melanie Coburn was asked what we'd find if the NFL released its findings, which she answered was serial sexual harassment, serial sexual assault.
Fair enough. That's what it sounded like. And that's probably the.
If the NFL discloses the results of the investigation and takes meaningful steps to address the underlying problems, that will send the message that the league does not tolerate misogyny and abuse. To date, the league has sent the opposite message by failing to disclose the findings of the investigation and by ignoring calls to do so by Washington football team employees, lawyers, activists, and most recently Congress. The league is communicating that it is more interested in protecting wealthy owners and preserving misogynist and abusive structures than in reckoning with its cultural problems. Wowzers.
Okay, so it sounds like it's probably NDA stuff where they pay him off not to say anything.
Yeah.
At least probably in the harassment stuff.
Yeah, it sounds like
even
he
in the
is a
sexual
master of
assault ones.
NDA,
No.
but I don't think NDA works for sexual assault. I don't think you can. I have a feeling there's got to be some kind of clause in there that's like, hey, to a certain degree, you can't do that.
Well, here's the thing, and this happens all the time. You'll sign probably 1 million illegal documents in your life.
Yeah.
Our rent is probably, or our lease is probably illegal in some way.
Yeah.
There people use all sorts of language in contracts and agreements and all that stuff that is totally illegal.
Yeah.
It could totally say, if you tell the police, we'll come at you, we'll come after you, and it's you can't do that. It's the same way, some leagues will say something. It's like, oh, you can't hire a housing lawyer or else we'll evict you.
Yeah, blah blah blah. Yeah.
But that's totally illegal.
Yeah.
And no one would ever listen to them.
Yeah.
Same thing with this, but having words in a big scary contract is enough to deter people, apparently.
I guess so.
It actually definitely is. Big scary words can do a lot of.
Yeah, that's true.
Lawyer language.
Lawyer language is scary.
It's very scary. You never see lawyer talk when you're doing something fun.
This is true.
It's only when something
This is
bad's
true.
happening. Or you owe somebody money.
This is also true.
You hate lawyer talk.
All right, no more scandals and things. One more not so great story.
One more scandal.
One more little. Braves game 1 starter Charlie Morton did fracture his fibula.
Dang.
Yeah. He suffered a broken leg, ruled out for the rest of the World Series. Obviously, that is obviously terrible. If you missed it, fell to the mound after striking out Houston Astros second baseman Jose Altuve with a curveball for the first out of the 3rd inning. He left the game shortly after the meeting on the mound. Wow. Yeah, anyway, so broken leg, it's terrible, especially to happen in the World Series, especially to happen in Game 1. Braves obviously suffer from this. Now, the one upside for the Braves is probably that this did happen in the World Series in Game 1. and so they probably only miss him for one
It's
more
about
game.
as far as you
Yeah,
could
it's-
get.
he probably had one more game left in him,
Right.
maybe 1.5 left in him if they needed him at some point. But yeah, that sucks. That's terrible. It's not fun to see your ace go down. But boy, if you want your ace to go down, it's probably when he only has one game left to pitch all year. It's shitty.
If you have to choose.
If you have to choose, whoa, is our just
Yeah,
internet
that thing's
was-
been that TV's been broken. We're still cruising though.
we're still cruising.
We're still cruising. We're live.
Everything seems to not want to work right now, and I'm not sure why. Well, that might be why as well. So yeah, things have gone bad in sports, but boy, there's a lot of things going on, and it should all be for the good coming out here at some point. All of these things at one point are going to stop being bad and going to turn good for the better of everyone at some point. We just have a lot of bad things to go through first before we get there. And it seems like we have a lot of bad things to go through before we get there. Hey, we're getting there.
Oh man.
Oh my God.
That's alright.
All right, whatever. Whatever, TV. We didn't need you anyways. I didn't want to see the fellas' comments anyways. What else do we got for news? Boy, I just had a
Speaking
whole
of
bunch
guys
of
with things that he did wrong,
Oh,
Sean is
still
still in the news.
he's still relevant.
Now it seems like the Panthers are out of the conversation. They are no longer interested. They started talking. So now the Dolphins are kind of the main guy. The Texans are ready to trade him to the Dolphins, which is like, of course, why wouldn't they?
Yeah, they've been waiting for this for how long now?
But now they're just so I don't know if you might have saw it yesterday. The NFL just came out and said we can't make any kind of ruling. We have no.
I did not see
idea
that.
what's
That's
going
interesting.
out. They're basically like we can't make a suspension, but we can't say he won't be suspended. We don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
which is fair because he hasn't.
He doesn't have trial till.
They shouldn't be in charge of deeming
sure.
whether he's guilty. Or
And his trial's not until like
it's not until February.
Yeah, right.
So. But
Interesting.
that has just made it. So the Dolphins are like, do we want this guy? Do we want to get him, even though we might not even play for more than 3 months?
Yeah.
But so the Miami owner has approved the trade. Houston likes the trade, but they want Deshaun Watson's legal issues to be resolved before they execute the trade.
Well, no shit.
The only realistic way for that to happen is if Watson managed to settle all 22 suits before November 2nd. Which is...
He's running out of time.
What, 5 days away?
Yeah, he's running out of time.
He's running out of time, but could the real potential of a trade approved by both teams' owners, a trade that is just a trade ready to go, be enough for him to like, or will the people that are suing him not even be willing to settle?
Oh man.
Because first of all, if all 22 people settle, then it kind of leaves you like,
You would think one of them
You're right. That's not like there's
One
no
of them
way all 22
is
settle.
going for more than just the money.
You hope so, right?
There's no. I mean, just statistically wise, one of them, and it should be like.
But then again,
probably
I think I also
realistically
I don't want to sound like if someone settles, you have to assume they're guilty. Because
No.
going through a court process like this, going through all that is terrible. It's so much time. It's so much effort. You probably end up losing money trying to get your lawyers. Like, you know what? It is. Some people probably would settle even if something truly did happen.
Yeah.
It's just worth the money.
And
to
honestly,
just
for the
can't get
victims, you have no idea how this is gonna play out. You might not even get.
Yeah,
you might not get anything.
You might be in
So
debt.
$5 million,
Right.
just to make it, like, hey, shit, say what you want about sticking to your morals and making sure the guy goes down, but at the same time, like, if I'm
It's like
presented with,
how much of your life can you dedicate to trying to prove him guilty? And at what
Yeah,
point
right.
do you just take the check?
and at $5 million, sorry, for $5 million, I would pretty much be willing to wipe just about anything underneath the rug. Be
It
like,
seems like Deshaun Watson is not planning on settling
Okay.
anyway. He says it would be an admission of guilt, and he doesn't want to admit guilt, which is, hey, it's fine.
or you just want to get on with your life, dude.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that is tough though, because
It's
everyone in
really-
the back
it's
of their
tough
mind,
for
his
everyone to
reputation would
stop.
never be.
It's way too public. If this had been less public and he managed to settle it, it could have gone
Yep.
there. But it's way too public now. But yeah, so this is what I was saying. Goodell said the league does not have the same access to the same information as Houston police and does not want to interfere with their investigation. The league doesn't feel like it has anything to put him on the commissioner's exempt list.
Yep.
Or to guarantee that he can play. So
Good. All good.
So even if he's traded, he might not suit up. Or he would be able to suit up if he's traded. But the Dolphins... So it's not a league thing, it's just a Dolphins thing of whether or not they want to do it. They're going to have to pull the trigger. But it's there. The gun is locked, loaded. They have to pull the trigger.
It would be, God, what do the Dolphins have to give up for that? Tua,
I don't know.
obviously.
Yeah, Tua's got to be in there.
Tua's got to go. And then just first rounders and
Well, it's like, do you think they can, like...
a wide
how much
receiver
are the
probably?
Texans even asking for at this point? I feel like their asking price has to be plummeted from what it was at the beginning of the season. Right? Because they're like, we just have him now. He's not playing.
Yeah.
He's got 22 charges against him. They're not going away. It has to be lower, right?
It would have to be, but if they're not willing to make the deal anyways, unless it goes away, then there is no talk of lower. Because if it all goes away,
Well,
then
eventually, there's something that is worth
the risk, yeah.
Eventually, it's low enough that it's worth it.
It's probably Tua, 3 first rounders, and something that the Texans desperately need. Some position, like a good player, a decent player. Like Devontae Parker or Will Fuller or except that Will Fuller's on IR and looks terrible. Or a
the
corner
thing is,
or
here's the
something.
With Deshaun though, like I don't know if he saves the Dolphins season this year. I highly doubt he saves the Dolphins season this year.
No, he won't save it this year.
But here's the thing, and if you want
the guy's
for
on
next
contract.
year, Texans are not gonna do this next year. If he is all good, and they're paying him like 4 times more next year than they are this year.
Yeah, that's
So
why
he's
they need to
not
get rid
riding
of
the
him.
bench. So you can wait until February, wait to see if he gets charged or not, and then pick him up. And then make a deal.
Yeah.
Because he's not playing for Houston.
No.
He's not. So I think that's why nothing really else. Because anyone else who's interested who's not the Dolphins apparently probably is like, well, why don't I just wait? Because he's not saving our like.
Yeah, I don't know what the rush is by.
Me neither.
Besides the fact that the coach
If
is
you
probably,
wanted to get it done week 1, get it done then.
besides the coach is probably like, can we do this now so my job is safe? Because I'm about to get fired here real quick. Yeah, just to save the franchise this year from the fans revolting against you. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure why you do the trade now. It's not like they're pressed for time. They have nothing but time, and the Houston Texans are running out of time.
Right.
Very much running out of time. Because I have a feeling when February comes, this is not going to go well for Deshaun.
Yeah.
Maybe 21 counts gets cleared up, but one of those is going to stick. One of them
That's the
has
problem.
to stick.
I'll tell you what, you go to jail for a lot less time if it's only one. But that's
Yeah,
the
and you might not
biggest
even
difference.
go to jail, but if you get proved on just one, your NFL career is in jeopardy.
It depends. It really does depend.
That's true. I mean,
Jameis
there's
Winston is starting. Ben Roethlisberger is starting.
yeah, those got settled though.
No, they did get settled.
Those
They
got
did
settled.
Get settled.
That's different.
That is different.
That's much different than actually having a
That
case
is
against
true.
you. And this isn't a Ray Rice kind of thing. And Kareem is still in the league, although not near what he could be. It definitely would put a damper on his career if one of those goes through, and especially if multiple go through.
It's tough. If he whatever happens, whatever plays out, if he can play football, he will be playing football.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. If he's legally allowed to play football,
Yeah.
he will be playing football. I can promise you that.
It's crazy, but it's true.
But his money might take a hit. His
Yeah.
location might take a
Oh,
hit. He may find himself playing for the Jets for the rest of his career or something like that.
Very
So
well could.
you never know. But, boy, am I ready for this thing to be over because I just want to see what happens with Deshaun. I just want to know if he's playing again or who he's playing for. Like, I'm intrigued.
He's a really good quarterback. We'll see where it goes.
I want to see if he actually did it.
Yeah, right.
How many of them he actually did it to. I want some answers here. What else do we have? Anything? Anything new on Devontae Adams? I don't think so. Nope, not a whole lot. We could kick it to bets if we wanted to. We do be having some bets tonight.
There is some bets tonight.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 NBA games. Nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the best NHL games I've seen all year. I'm so excited. Whoa, did Panthers go? Nice. Oh, I'm excited for hockey today.
Yeah.
So excited for hockey today. I after the reverse sweep yesterday almost too, because hockey just took a shit on everyone yesterday. Oh, boy, am I ready for it today. I have some things to bet on. I bet last night, this morning. I'm just locked and loaded. I'm ready to go.
Do you want to hear Jerry Jones' take on the 600th touchdown football?
Yes, actually I do.
He said, "It'd be hard to trade with. I would explain to everybody that's like asking me for my baby. And then I teared up for them a little bit when I think about how I'm going to have that ball when I'm 90. Then, after all that, then I'd take offers."
Say it one more time.
Basically he's saying, he would talk about how it's like parting with his baby, and then he'd cry.
The fan for the with the
Yeah,
football? Okay.
the fan. He said, then he'd cry, and then he'd think about how he's gonna have it forever, and then after he puts on the show, he asks for what the offer is.
Gotcha.
He's a businessman.
He is a businessman.
He's a businessman.
See, that's one of those things where, like, hey, you can say whatever you want in that situation, but most of us would have been like, okay, here's the ball. Like, yeah, I would have been like, all right.
No, Jerry Jones would have got.
Oh, Jerry Jones would have gotten. But, like, in the moment.
Imagine if he was in the. He's up there wearing a Mike Evans jersey. Mike tells him the ball, and he's like, with this weird Jerry Jones eyes, like looking at it.
I would do anything. Remember when he said that shit?
Yes.
I would do anything to win a Super Bowl.
His hand don't get tired writing checks. That's
like,
my favorite Jerry Jones quote all time.
Yeah?
My hand don't get tired writing checks.
I think mine is, I would do anything to win the Super Bowl. And then he stops and he's like, anything. I'm like, okay, Jerry, relax a little bit. Holy shit.
Jerry.
Scary Jerry coming after your Harry married? I don't know. I lost it. I had it and I lost it. There's just not much else. We did good, though. We covered some scandals.
True.
Covered some controversies.
True.
Covered a little bit of news. Ooh, James Harden sounds off on NBA rule change that has limited his free throws. I wonder what rule change this could be. James Harden is an expert at drawing fouls, if you didn't remember.
Yeah, he's good.
Harden averaged double-digit free throw attempts per game from 2018 to 2020. I'm not the type to complain about it, quote, as he's about to complain about it. I asked every official if they see a foul, just call a foul. Harden said, sometimes I feel like coming into a game, it's already predetermined. I already have that stigma of getting foul calls. A foul is a foul no matter what league it is. He was also not happy about his early first quarter substitution the other day. It looks like he had a little hissy fit.
Oh, Jimmy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He's kind of sulking and pouting a little bit. Oh yeah, he wasn't. You gotta let me get in the flow of the game,
Yeah.
Steve.
You gotta let him. Shoot or shoot.
Harden has averaged over 35 minutes in every season since 2012. So far this year, he's averaging 33.
Wow.
2 minutes less. That really can
That's
get a guy
crazy.
out of his rhythm.
Oh, wow. Oh, gosh. So you're saying if he plays 37 minutes for the next 2 games that it'll be average again?
It will. That's you know.
Terrifying.
I hope he gets his minutes average. He's got some things to say. All right, fellas, let's kick it over to a break so we can get the bets started. We'll come back at basically right at 1 o'clock with the 5-minute timer, it looks like. We'll come back. We got 5 games of NHL, and boy, I'm excited for them. 10 games of NBA, and I believe, yeah, we do have Astros Braves game 2 tonight, which I'm also excited for. Stick around. We'll be back in 5 minutes. We'll get all the degens in here, and then we'll get cooking on the bets, fellas.
Cooking time.
Cooking.
Cooking time.
Cooking
Cooking time. Cooking time. Cooking time. That's what we're gonna be doing.
All right.
That's what we're gonna be doing.
I
all
thought
the
you were gonna like
bets
make the
tonight.
whole.
You want me to make a burger?
I was kind of you did the flip, and then I was like waiting for the.
Bonds, you know, spin those out.
Ah, yeah, you're right.
What we got in there? These
That was
boys.
a good one.
I like flip it. 'Cause
Yeah,
then you
that's
put
a
the-
flip,
You
yeah.
put the
It's definitely a
ketchup
flip.
on that one.
Yeah.
We're out of mustard. And then
Damn. Well, that's fine.
So
Ketchup don't belong on ketchup. Mustard doesn't belong on
by a
burgers.
spatula. Need a good slice.
That's a good slice.
Red
Nice.
cheddar.
Nice. Lettuce? Nah, nothing. Just a
Cheeseburger.
Just a cheeseburger. Just an ordinary kid's cheeseburger.
We're making cheeseburgers today, fellas.
I actually kinda
Stay
want a
tuned. We'll be back in 5 with your own Big Mac. Yeah. Oh, fellas.
Good. It was just starting to get a little dramatic in here too with this music.
That one started
That-
trying to serenade us.
Yeah, that was trying to flip the mood here on bets, but no, we will not be having that today.
Luckily,
Because,
the mood was not flipped.
well, fellas, not gonna lie to you, bets sucked yesterday. Boy, were they bad. We were not very good yesterday. The Sixers shit the bed.
Yeah, they didn't really do that.
The Warriors missed their cover by a point. We did hit our alt line because I made a genius parlay of Rockets plus 17 and over 209 in the Sixers-Knicks game, or over 207 in the Sixers-Knicks game. So we did hit that, but hockey just took a shit on us yesterday. The Penguins were shit. The Devils were shit. The Sharks were shit. The Wild won, but the Devils lost, so it didn't matter. Jets and Ducks were shit. Everything went not according to plan yesterday. Actually, it did go according to plan in one of our plays. The alternative overs. We got that one. So hockey we didn't get completely reverse swept yesterday in hockey, but boy, it was not a good day for hockey. But today, fellas, these games are incredible. These are probably one of the best 5-game slates I've seen so far this NHL season. A lot of public money is getting stacked, but we're going to go right through it anyways. 7 o'clock today, Boston Bruins at Florida Panthers. Listen, the Florida Panthers are the right move here. Just the money line. I've got it at minus 134. It started as a pick 'em. They've gone up. Get it in early because it'll probably go up a little bit higher since game time. We cannot bet against the Panthers yet. Now, this is a scary game with Boston here because Boston's not a bad team, a good team on the road, but the Panthers are undefeated. The Panthers are the #1 team in the NHL, slightly above the Carolina Hurricanes, who are slightly above the Edmonton Oilers. Best team in the NHL at minus 134. Great value at home, not getting too slammed on by the public. You go Panthers here. Do you lay a lot of money? Absolutely not, because it is the Boston Bruins and it's a scary game. But Panthers should absolutely win this game. I don't have a play for over-under. I saw someone put over 5.5, and I was like, nah. Both are very good at keeping pucks out of the net, and Panthers have a damn good offense as well on top of it. So I give the Panthers here. I think it's like a 3-1 kind of game. Panthers. 7 o'clock, my other favorite game of the day, Capitals, Red Wings. I got Capitals at minus 1.5 at like plus 150 or 140 last night. Got them in regulation at almost plus money. I know their regulation is like minus 134 right now or minus 130. Caps in regulation, Caps minus 1.5. I don't necessarily like the minus 1.5 bets all the time, but for the Capitals, it's a little different, and especially with the Red Wings, it's a little different. Red Wings let up a shitload of goals, and Capitals score a shitload of goals. So most times I stay away from the minus 1.5s, but if there's a team that's going to beat a team by 2, it'll be the Capitals today. Take the regulation if you want to play it safe. Take the minus 1.5 if you're feeling a little ballsy and want the odds in your favor. It is getting stacked on, so that is something to watch for. But Capitals and Reg, Capitals minus 1.5, they should dominate the Red Wings today. Absolutely destroy them. 7:30 is my second favorite game of the day. Maple Leafs at Chicago Blackhawks. Maple Leafs are getting stacked on. Maple Leafs are favored at like minus 210 right now. I got them in regulation at like minus 105 last night. Beautiful. I would not be taking minus 1.5 on the Maple Leafs tonight, but take them in regulation. The Blackhawks, I don't think have led for any period yet this year. I don't even know if they've led in it. Actually, I think their first lead was last game against the Red Wings when they scored the first goal, and then they haven't had a lead at all for the entire rest of the year. They have like 8 guys out on – here, let me just check. I think they have 8 guys out on COVID, which we should talk about COVID in the NHL right now and how their protocol is a little bit weird, considering we've had more people on COVID protocol than we have in the MLB and NFL combined, yet we have a higher vax rate in the NHL.
Let's get that vax.
So either everyone's faking it like Evander Kane did when he wrote his vax card in crayon, or this is a very not good protocol rule that needs to be figured out very quickly.
Or maybe it's just like, regardless of whether or not you're vaccinated, they should do better testing and stuff if they're really concern.
No, this is all like protocol stuff though.
Well, their protocol's not right then.
Yeah, they're literally like benching. It's an insane amount of people that aren't able to play because their protocols are so ridiculous.
What is it? So it's just like the contact stuff, I guess. They're just
Yeah,
like,
just
if
the
you've been in
context.
the same
Yeah,
room with
it's
this person in the last 90 days.
which I mean, good for the NHL. Actually, a league that's trying to protect their players.
Why don't they just test everybody?
I think I don't know. I
Doesn't
don't
it
understand.
Seem like it's like
I think if you're
test
in,
the person
I think
and
if you're
positive,
in protocol, then you get tested.
and then
But I think it's the same protocol.
two positive,
two
negative tests.
But the problem is
within
for NHL that makes you miss
games,
2
the
games pretty
yeah,
much.
Yeah.
So that's a problem.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
hey, good for that. If this is all about player safety, then that's the one
Yeah,
league
sure.
that's actually
Always
taking
wanna have
player safety serious. So good for
Always
the
want to be
NHL.
at the forefront.
But I'm just interested to know, are these guys not actually vaxxed? Is it just protocol a little ridiculous? I don't know. Anyways, Toronto Maple Leafs should destroy Chicago Blackhawks. They have Hardman, Borgstrom, Taves, Caleb Jones, Patrick Kane, Kyra, Stillman. Like, it is just, and this team's organization is in the dump and everything. And I know the Maple Leafs aren't great. I know we haven't been real fond of them yet this season, but holy shit, they should kill, and I mean kill, the Blackhawks today. Take them in reg. Minus probably 130, minus 125 sitting right now. Solid play. Golden Knights and Stars, don't like this game at all. This is the game I'm staying away from tonight completely. Golden Knights have a lot of injuries, but are still a pretty good team at the end of the day. Okay, Phil Betts. People on Twitter are just interesting people, I tell you. Anyways, Vegas, a lot of injuries. Martinez, Pacioretty, Stone, Tuch, whatever you want to call him. I call him Tuch on Minnesota, but then we got rid of him, so we probably don't get to call him whatever we want. On the other hand, Dallas is pretty much healthy completely. But yeah, I don't like that game. Maybe under. Other than that, stay away from that one. That's a gross one. Last game of the day, Flyers, Oilers. Oilers getting pretty decently favorited here. My play would be Oilers in regulation, but that's a scary one today because the Flyers are actually a very good team. They stuck it to the Panthers, who should, if not better than the Oilers. The over's sitting at 6.5, and it's actually a little bit juiced even at 6.5. Can't imagine this game doesn't have like 9 goals in it because the Oilers and Flyers just love to pump goals and don't love to play a lot of defense. I think the Oilers win this game, but I could easily see the Flyers stealing this one from them, especially because the Oilers don't have a loss yet in the season, and that's what scares me about the Panthers as well, because one of these teams have to lose at some point, and it's going to be ugly when they do. But yeah, I think Eilers. Whatever you want to call them. No, the Oilers should win tonight, but I think your money is safe elsewhere. Eilers. Think your money's safe elsewhere. If you want to do a little over action tonight, I would do an alternative over in the Capitals game and an alternative over in the Flyers-Oilers game. Maybe put them both at 5 or something like that. Should be pretty safe there. And it should be plus money between the two. That's what I got for NHL. Lots of games of NBA, though. What do we got, Sean? What do we got for NBA?
There's a lot.
There's a lot.
Let's do my final. I'm working on a little something here. That could be very helpful in the future. We're going to see how it runs tonight. Little system, if you will. But for now, we're going to just use our advanced statistics. First game of the night, Charlotte Hornets, Orlando Magic. A real nail-biter kind of situation here. Charlotte's getting minus 5.5 on the road, and it's probably because everyone on Orlando is dead, and Charlotte actually looks pretty good. I think Just to ride the hot hand on this one, 5.5 is not enough to scare me at all. Dude, I feel like my eyes
Just not working
just
for you.
splotch. You know, you get
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah,
you just get those
the
splotches.
splotchies.
Yeah, the problem with the Magic is they just can't score a point for their life. Their net rating is actually -15 right now. They're not looking good at all. And
No, they're
Charlotte just looks like a very competent, ready-to-play basketball team.
They're just ready.
Nothing special. They just look like they're a good basketball team.
Cole
I
Anthony
love to
playing?
see it.
Question mark?
Cole Anthony. Yeah, he should be playing. Yes. Yes. Twitter.
Twitter. I just laughed. This guy said, just saying I got to unfollow this Twitter clutter. My apologies. I've tweeted twice in the past hour about a show. So I just said, alrighty then. Twitter. So much fun. All right, keep it going.
And the over-under's at 220. A bit close to 220. Don't like that. I just like the Hornets. They'll win.
They'll win.
And they'll win by probably enough.
They'll win.
Next one's Hawks, Pelicans, or like the Pelicans because they can't win a game, even though they did win one.
Go T-Wolves.
Yeah, T-Wolves might.
No, they lost the two. Or they beat
Oh,
the
yeah, they
T-Wolves.
beat the T-Wolves. But they might do
By a lot.
They got
And we were favored by a lot.
They're getting 6.5 against the Bucks, and I kind of like it, but we'll get to that later. Atlanta, New Orleans. Atlanta's getting -5.5 on the road again. Very similar to the last game where the road team's getting -5.5. Over-unders at 219. I don't want to keep just going with the favorite, but the problem is the Magic and the Pelicans are just two stinky
worst
teams. The Hawks have had a surprisingly good defense.
Yeah?
Like their defensive rating is among the best in the NBA.
A Hornets Hawks money line parlay is +113.
I quite like that.
Scared of the spread. Boy, I really like that.
Hawks have the second best defensive rating in the NBA right now, only behind the Miami Heat. They've been looking great, and not to mention their offensive rating is also insane. It's like 9. So the top 10 offense, top 2 defense. They're just cruising. I don't think the Pelicans stand a chance. I think they'll get stomped all over the place. I think the fact that they're getting 5.5 is wild. Take that.
Yeah.
Take that.
Right.
Next one's Heat Nets in Brooklyn. Heat are getting +3.5 on the road. This is an interesting one because you want to go Heat off the bat because the Heat look better.
Yes.
Off just like eye test, whatever you want to call it. Heat look like a better basketball team. I said the Hawks are the second best. The Heat are the second best defensive rating. Theirs is a 97.6. The Heat have the best defensive rating at 92.
Wow.
92 points per 100 possessions. That means they're giving up less than 1 point per possession. That means they're giving up less than a field goal
Free
every
throw.
other
Yeah,
possession.
that's wild.
It's insane. Less than 50% of the time they're even giving up a point. They're holding teams super low on their field goal percentage. They're forcing turnovers. The only thing is, are we not just waiting for the Nets to turn it on? And
Yeah. And Heat also getting stacked on tonight on their spread. Very
The
interesting.
Heat are.
The Heat are getting stacked, and their money line.
This might just be
80%
a
across the
stay away
board.
type of deal.
I like that.
I think
I do enjoy that you said that because, boy, does that game not look like one I want to put money on.
because according to everything I'm looking at, the Heat should stomp them. But this is one of those ones where the Nets are a better team than what they've been putting forward, and I also know that the Heat are a good team, and they've been showing that they're a good team. What is the over/under though? Because I do think this will be a low-scoring.
218, 217.
Oh, so they also
also
it'll be
think
a
it's gonna be a
low-scoring
low-scoring
game.
game.
Okay, all right. Looks like there's nothing for us there. Next one's Wiz Celt. Washington Wizards go to play the Boston Celtics at 7:40 p.m. in Boston. Wizards are getting +4. This is a tough one as well. Just Boston's looked good, but their defense has been lacking. Wizards also look good. They've just been kind of like,
you know,
they've won in ugly ways, but they continue to win. I like the Wizards to cover here. I also like that game to go under. Actually, I really like the under. It's at 224.5 for some reason.
Interesting.
The way I'm looking at it, I don't know. From what I'm seeing, neither of these offenses are particularly like potent, and both of the defenses are pretty strong. Or Boston has some struggles, but I don't think Washington's gonna just absolutely nay on them.
No.
I think this is more like a 215 kind of game, so I really like the under there, and I like the Wizards +4.
All right.
For the next game. There's going to be a lot of next games.
Yeah, there is.
There's a lot of games
That Pacers Raps.
Yeah, Pacers Raps. We're going to Toronto. The Placers are getting +1 on the road. I like the Raptors at home here. It's interesting with this one because Pacers
ugly.
Pacers score more, give up way more points. Raptors score less, give up way less points.
This one's ugly.
This is an ugly game.
The spread is getting the public money on the Pacers, but the money line is getting 96% on the Raptors.
Really? Okay,
So
because I guess if you're taking
everyone's all over this one.
Wait, so everyone's taking Pacers +1, but Raptors money line?
People are stacking on Raptors money line. It's 30% of tickets, but
that's because their money lines
of
are
money.
pick 'em. That's really weird. They're +1 and -1, and the money lines are pick 'em. I guess you stay away then, because I did like the Raptors here.
Yeah.
But if there's 96%, don't bother with it.
Yeah.
Don't bet on the Pacers in this one.
Don't bet on the Pacers.
Don't try. I wouldn't fade the public on this one because the Pacers are they're a troubled team, and I think the Raptors will be able to just. What the Pacers do is they just run around as fast as they can, and they try to score. And I think the Raptors should be able to control them, slow them down, and just play a decent enough game. I don't think they win by much more than 1 or 2, but I think they win the game.
Okay.
I will say I like the under here. Again, maybe it's an under kind of day. I think if you're touching anything on that game, I think it'll be low.
Really?
Yeah. I think at least one of those teams doesn't hit 100. Next one, T-Wolves Bucks.
Ugh.
T-Wolves getting +6.5 in Milwaukee. The over/under's at 230 points.
Yay, Wolves games.
Yeah. Which is actually a little strange because the T-Wolves have been very, very good on defense. Very good. Very good.
Yeah, okay.
Their defensive rating's quite good.
Played the Pelicans twice and the Houston Rockets once.
And it's made their defense look very good. But this one's I think I hate every single thing about this game.
Oh, come on. We can't. You really?
I don't know
Bucks
how I feel
minus 6?
The Bucks have been turning the ball over. The Bucks have been doing everything that the Timberwolves have been exposing teams for. And again, I understand it's the Pelicans and the poopy teams, but Timberwolves have been forcing they have been leading the league in turnovers. They've been doing a lot of good stuff, and Bucks should win.
They do have a lot of people out.
Bucks have people out, and they've been making mistakes. Their 3-1 is not a pretty 3-1.
Wait, they're starting both Giannis brothers tonight? Let's
really?
go. Yeah, Brooks Lopez is out. They start both Antetokounmpo brothers.
So he's actually must have shown some improvement to actually be in a starting lineup in the NBA.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. Who else is there? Who's their other center? It's Brooks. Him.
I mean, if he's the other center, they must have some confidence in him.
Yeah.
And that's where your 6.5 comes from.
Oh my God.
Kinesis.
Take Giannis over everything tonight.
Yeah, I'm with that.
Everything.
I think this could go over. Was it 230? Never mind. I forgot it was 230. That's ridiculous. 230. Come on. These guys. I think that's kind of. I think you just stay away. I mean, Kinesis is playing. Is that how you say it? Thanasis?
I don't know.
Thanasis?
If his is Giannis,
Yeah, but his is spelled
then
different.
Thanasis?
Could be Thanasis.
I would just assume if they're brothers, you know how they
Yeah,
a lot
no,
of
you
people
would
do
think
the
that, like,
similar,
rhymes.
yeah.
Either
Thanasis
way.
and Giannis.
You can't bet on the Thanasis game. Next one, Lakers Thunder. Lakers are getting -6.5, and I think this is kind of the thing we've been waiting for, where the Lakers are playing just bad enough to be only getting 6.5 against what's probably the worst team out there. The Oklahoma City Thunder's net rating is -18.8.
What if LeBron and AD is out tonight?
Are they both out tonight?
They're both game time decisions. LeBron didn't play last night. AD
No.
hurt his knee.
True, I forgot AD's knee.
That would be the only thing I'm looking for. I mean, does a backup Lakers still beat the OKC Thunder, though? Because, boy, OKC pissed me off yesterday with that Warriors one. Now the Warriors came back and still beat them by 8. But that one pissed me off. I'm not going to lie. Not going to lie to you.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
I wonder what Giannis's stats are at right now. I'm actually intrigued
Like
with that
his
one.
props?
Yeah, because it's
Take a
got to
look
be.
real quick.
It's got to be good. Player specials. 48.5.
29.5 points.
He should easily
You
get
should
that
get
one.
30. 12.5 boards.
Oh, I've got him at over 30.5 at plus 100.
Threes. He's not there for threes.
Should we just do points, rebounds, assists?
You could just take him as the top point scorer at -115.
That's interesting. I don't know if he will be, though. No, he's got
Probably
to.
will.
Yeah, he probably's got
Probably.
to shut him down. Anyways, keeps going.
I don't know. That's tough without AD and LeBron. I almost want to take the Lakers just because I think at least one of them will play.
Yeah. That's probably true.
But that's not great advice. Just know that since the Oklahoma City Thunder stink to a level that is
Just the
Just
only the
unbearable.
Orlando Magic that can touch right now.
yeah, and they might be worse. It's a real close.
It's
one.
a tough. It's a
a
tight
real
race.
Tough one.
It's a tight race for the toilet bowl in the NBA.
Yeah, they didn't. I'll tell you. All right, but now here's something fun.
Yay.
The Memphis Grizzlies and the Portland Trailblazers going at it in Portland. Grizzlies are getting +2.5 against the Trailblazers, and unless it's John Morant.
No, John Morantson.
All right. Well, in that case, this is the most ridiculous, offensive,
Yes, I was hoping you were gonna say that.
poopy. What is? Please, if there is not 99% of money on the Grizzlies plus the points,
There's not. It's like split.
why? All
I
right.
don't know.
Okay. The Grizzlies are playing such good It's amazing what they're doing. Their offensive efficiency at the pace they're playing is sick because they're averaging less than 100 possessions a game. Their offensive rating is 123 points per possession. That is so good.
Yes, it is.
That is so. I'm assuming that's best in the NBA by it's best in the NBA by about 9 points per possession or per 100. It's crazy what they're doing, and they're not even like running up. They are just cruising. And
John Morant points are also at 25.5
you
tonight.
probably rock with that.
Dude,
He
he's gotten
hasn't looked
37, 28, and 40 so far this year.
good. See, all I was thinking in this game was, is this a game where Dame looks good? But I assumed that the Grizzlies are favorites. I didn't even know they were getting plus points. The fact they're getting plus points is ridiculous. Obviously, they've been letting up quite a few points too. I won't lie, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't at this point right here. It does not matter. They will slow down Portland enough to make them uncomfortable. They're gonna win the turnover battle. They're gonna win the shooting. They're gonna shoot better. They're gonna win the turnover battle. They're gonna slow the game down, make it their game, and they'll probably win by like 3.
John Morant double tonight's plus 275.
I really like that.
That's insane. That's insanity. I'll be taking that one.
Might as well, right?
And sweet. Okay, I'm stuck here. Do we take John Morant over 38.5 points, rebounds, assists, He's almost had more points in 2 out of the 3 games than his points, rebounds, assists are listed at. Or do we just take his points at 25.5? See, most of them I'd be like, oh, if they don't score X amount of points, there's no way they're going to get the over anyways. But in this case, he might get 15 boards plus rebounds. Actually, he's had about 10 to 13. And then 10 to 13, so he got 10, 12, and 13 between his rebounds and assists. So if that is sit at 25.5, the high side is, yeah, you probably go with his player points then at minus 113. Okay, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I think you just hammered it. I think you just take that money line at plus 122. I don't know if I even want the points there. I think if they lose this game, it won't be about 2.5. Something terrible has happened if they lose this game. I like the Grizzlies money line here a lot.
Okay, good. I was also on.
I can't believe they're not getting absolutely stacked on. The Grizzlies seem like a team that people would be stacking on. The Trailblazers seem like a team people would be fading with the way Dame has looked, which has not been good.
And actually, the spread is getting a little bit stacked on by the Trailblazers.
Why?
For the Trailblazers.
Who is out here? What kind of owl is out here thinking the team I'm going to bet on right now?
Dude, it's probably because Dylan Brooks is out, you know?
Yeah, man.
It's a big injury.
He's a glue guy.
He's a glue guy. They need him.
Oh, boy. All right. Next one, we got the Kings and the Suns going at it in Phoenix. Kings are getting plus 7.5, and that's an ugly number that I don't quite like. I actually think the Kings cover.
Really?
Yeah.
I was not expecting one. That's actually the public agrees with you.
Really?
Yep.
Well, I don't like that as much.
Well, not very much.
Not badly.
It's not badly.
The Suns have not looked great. The Suns' defense, in particular, their net rating's minus 10 right now, which is ugly. It's far worse than the Kings. They're turning the ball over more than the Kings. They're all the things that you need to do to win games, they're not quite doing.
Yeah.
If you go purely off of their rating per 100 and then how many possessions you think they'll get, I actually, just based on stats, the Kings should win.
Really?
That's how bad the Suns have looked. Now, I understand we're only a few games in, but that's how bad the Suns have been performing.
Wow.
It's been worse than the Kings.
Sham freaking wow.
I think the Kings cover. Unless there's nothing. Campaign's out. Daria's been. So I think the Kings can cover here against the Suns. I really do.
Interessante.
From the bottom of my heart.
Oh, wow. Would you look at that?
I know. I don't even like the Kings. But tonight, we ride.
Tonight we're Kings fans.
Last game is Cavs Clippers. Let me make this easy for you.
Thank you.
Go with the Clippers. The Clippers have been playing a very cool game of basketball.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because you don't think they'd be fun to watch without Kawhi.
This is true. They have a lot of people out tonight, don't they?
They do have a lot of people out tonight, but they've had a lot of people out.
Has Ibaka not been in yet?
Ibaka's not been in yet.
Interesting.
They should be fine. I wouldn't say that'll change too much as far as how they play. The thing that the Clippers are doing is they are not making any mistakes that lead to turnovers, and they are absolutely tormenting bad teams and stealing the ball from them.
Really?
They are. Because I see this little spreadsheet I made is just fantastic,
and it's gonna get better and better too.
I know
with all more information.
I love it because I want to know exactly where people stand on certain things, and this will actually tell me because I want to get a printer so I can have it on paper.
Yeah.
But I hate having like a million tabs up and trying to look around at what. So yeah, their offensive turnover rate is the lowest in the NBA by far. They are the only single-digit team.
Okay.
Which is good. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Way down there.
Way down there.
And then how many do they get on defense? Well, shoot. That's the second most in the NBA.
Up there.
Second most in the NBA in terms of turnovers first. Least in the NBA on offensive turnovers.
Saying it's just gonna be a turnover bonanza.
I
for
mean,
Cleveland
I don't know if
tonight.
it'll be, but they're gonna bully a team that's not good like the Cavs. They're gonna bully the Cavs. 8 points, a lot, but not enough.
Okay.
Anything else there?
I feel real good about sports tonight.
Yeah, me too, man.
You have that weird feeling that I feel like, oh man, I just feel like it's gonna be a really big night. I'm feeling it, especially after last night where we kind of got smacked around, but we still only lost like 2 units. I just checked, we only lost like 2 units last night. Thank you, Braves. Thank you, Alt Lines. Yeah, it could get quite lucrative tonight, quite profitable. I'm liking what I'm seeing here. So what's your best NBA? What do you feel most comfortable about?
All right, real quick. I like. All right.
Hornets.
Yes, I like the Hornets here with the 5.5, and I like Hawks against the Pelicans easy. I actually really like
that
Hawks
parlay.
Hornets
Yeah,
parlay. I very much like that.
that's plus money, by the way.
Let's go. Not touching. Heat Nets is a game that you should watch.
But not bet on.
Not that you should bet on. Exactly.
I like that. Wizards Celtics. I'm gonna go with the exact same thing.
Yeah, I don't even know if you want to watch.
Yeah, I don't know if you watch that one.
It's at the same time as the Heat Nets one, so you probably watch that one instead.
Should I bet money on Bills shutting out the Dolphins again this season? Wow.
Well,
From left field.
The Dolphins team total under a half.
Honestly, Dolphins. What is? Now that you said Dolphins team total under, I'm actually gonna look at what that is. Can't be anything good. But yeah, I would assume that Bills just absolutely clobber the Dolphins. I'd imagine the Dolphins don't
Should be
score hardly any points. And I bet their offense is getting a decent amount. They're getting plus 13.5. Wow. Give me a good number. Give me 17.5 from the Dolphins. Oh! 17.5, would you look at that?
Wow.
I'd take the under on that shit all day long. But yes, Bills should smack them. 13.5.
Honestly,
I would think.
if you want to have some fun, sprinkle on that shutout.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
What? Yeah. What? I probably don't have it.
I do have it somewhere.
Just a little sprinkle.
What was there was one total I liked.
Slingsy, that's a. Thank you for opening my eyes. I really like that Dolphins line now. Under 17.5. It is a little juiced at minus 136, but 17.5 points against the Bills. Good freaking luck. I don't think so. Interesting. Thank you for shining some light on that. Anyways, so the money line between the two,
Yep.
and honestly,
Skip the
Hornets
Heat.
spread anyways.
Yeah, might as well. Skip the Heat games. Heat Nets. Skip Wizards Celtics.
Pacers,
unless you want
Raptors.
to take the under in Heat Nets. I don't hate that.
Okay. Pacers, Raptors.
Pacers Raptors is too close. I like the Raptors, but they're being stacked on. I think that's just danger. T-Wolves Bucks. I won't do it.
Thank you.
In respect to you.
Thank you.
And your knowledge of
Thank you.
Minnesota sport.
I would be taking Giannis
However-
over everything tonight.
Yes, we'll go. We'll either do Giannis points, rebound, assists.
Yeah.
One of them. I like the points. I think he easily puts up 30.
Okay. I'm on the other side. I really do. The T-Wolves are good against bad teams, but when we actually have to play like a team that has a Giannis on it, we normally get
Well, I think this will be a
floored.
good indicator.
This
for
will
the
be
future.
interesting, and especially with the Bucks being a little bit injured, we might play okay against them. So yeah, I'm totally okay with staying away from that game.
Yeah, let's stay away then. Lakers T Thunder. Ah man.
It depends on who plays.
Yeah.
It really does.
That one is just you can't do much with it when AD and LeBron are both game time decisions.
Grizz Trailblazers though.
Grizz Trailblazers will be your easiest moneymaker of the night.
Moneyline it.
Moneyline it.
And jaw over points seems insanely easy. 25.5. It's just sitting down there. It's just points, rebounds, assist is worth it too because he should hit that as well. But if he doesn't hit points, I'd be pretty shocked.
Kings Suns. Take the Kings plus 7.5.
Okay. And then Cavs Clips.
Cavs Clips.
Under.
You could go under.
Because Cavs are gonna put up like 85, right?
Cavs have not been terribly inefficient.
Okay.
They've been over 100 for the most part.
I was just thinking with all the turnovers and things that you were talking about.
They're not, the Cavs aren't the worst turnover team.
Okay.
They're just a bad team.
Yeah.
And the
they
Clippers
will
are
get
very,
picked.
very.
Yeah, they will get picked apart.
They will get picked apart. Their turnover statistics probably will be in shambles after this game. But going into it, they're not terrible.
Okay.
They're negative.
Okay.
But they're not terrible. I think the Clippers cover -8. I think they'll just kind of do a little whip slash and it'll be over.
Nice.
Although they are 1-2, man, that's ugly. The way they've been playing, it's ugly.
Ugly.
I'm interested to see because I just these little numbers on the side I have calculated.
Yeah.
And almost all of the ones where I try to work for my point totals, almost all of them are within a point of what the spread is. So it makes me think that it might be a good system.
It might be a good system if you're getting
We'll
the
have to
exact
see.
same spreads.
I'm just gonna keep track of what this says for every game tonight. This is not what I've been going off of.
It's not okay.
For today, just because I came up with it this morning.
Yeah. Fair.
So I've been the other stuff has been how we've been doing the picks in the past.
Okay.
It's the same stats I'm basing it on. Essentially, it's just a way of kind of taking your one team's pace, another team's pace, putting them together, kind of hedging for who's more dominant.
Okay.
So see who the pace favors, getting how many possessions each team will get, and then switching it, and then getting your points, defensive points, average, just smushing it all together, and we'll see if it smushes good or it smushes bad.
Do we do hockey bets? Things that you missed it. That was the first run of that we had that we went through.
The favorites?
Yeah, I'll run
through the favorites for the game.
This is actually my favorite day. Actually, you know what? Let's talk about MLB real quick. Braves money line. Braves money line. I'm going with them again tonight. They've got Max Fried on the mound, who's honestly, if there's anyone that might be better than Charlie Morton on the Braves, if there's any argument, it might be Max Fried right now. He's going into Jose Urquidy, who got lit up by the Boston Red Sox. He's been getting lit up. And the Braves keep doing their thing on offense. I go Braves money line here tonight. I like the over 3.5 last night. That obviously hit, but it was a little juiced. It's probably at 4.5 tonight. Don't know if it's worth it, maybe, but just Braves money line at plus money. I love that one. NHL, Slingsy, hang on. I think the Panthers are the right call tonight against the Bruins. I'm just kind of along the lines of that is way too good a value for a team that I have as my top 3 team in the NHL. Bruins are scary, but I think Panthers at home. If I bet $10 and Matthews scores the first goal of the game, I get $60. Hey, if there's anyone who is going to score first in that game, it's probably him. So Panthers to beat the Bruins, and then Capitals in regulation or -1.5 against the Detroit Red Wings. Capitals score at will. Red Wings can score 2, but also let up a lot of goals. So normally I don't like the -1.5, but this is the kind of game that I do because I know Capitals can put in 6, 7, and that makes the -1.5 a lot easier to get. If that scares you, just take in regulation. I think it's at like -135 right now. They should be able to kill the Red Wings. Maple Leafs and Blackhawks. Blackhawks are destroyed right now. Half their team is out. Now Maple Leafs don't look good either, but Blackhawks have literally led for a total of, I think, 4 minutes this entire year. They just look terrible. What's up, Magna Carta? Oh, hey, Magna Carta.
Whoa. The guy.
Maple Leafs should just absolutely demolish the Blackhawks today. I know they haven't looked good, but they do have the firepower on their team where the Blackhawks just don't. Half their team's on COVID. Their organization is in shambles with the stuff going on right now. It is not a good look for the Blackhawks. They look terrible right now. I would do that in regulation. I would not do Maple Leafs -1.5 because they are getting a healthy stack today. So that scares me away from -1.5. Golden Knights, Stars, stay away. I don't like it at all. And then Flyers, Oilers. If you're going to take a team, take the Oilers, maybe in regulation, but I'd be playing down that over because there should be a shit load of games in the Flyers, Oilers tonight. I'm expecting 8. I know the over-under is sitting at 6.5. I'm expecting like a 6-3 or a 5-4 or something. Like, it should be a lot of goals tonight. So that's what I got for NHL. Shine ahead of his NBA. Take the Braves tonight. And fellas, that's all we got for you today. Solid day.
Yeah.
Solid day. Really like the plays tonight. Really feel good about all of the plays going out tonight. Think NHL, after being weird last night, probably rights itself a little bit tonight. Yeah, just very good games tonight. Big fan. Time to make some big money, fellas. Big money.
Big money, big money.
Big money. All right, fellas, that's it for us today. Good luck with your bets tonight.
True.
Go green. Good
Recycle.
luck. Stay safe. Stay safe out there. Good luck. Win some money. Post those big old tickets if you hit something crazy. Love to see them. Take care of yourselves and win some money tonight, fellas. We'll see you tomorrow on the Fellas Show.
Separate your cardboard and your plastic.
Separate your cardboard and your plastic.
Unless you live in a place where you don't have to. Like we do.
Yep.
All right.
Bye, fellas. See you tomorrow.
Have a great
Wednesday.
Wow, I was
October
not. It was
27th.
Yeah, it was gonna take me a while to figure out. What day of
I
the
saw
week
the
it
brain scrambling.
was. Wednesday.
Bye, fellas.
Bye, fellas.